Looking at the Roman Colosseum, Rome, Italy. As many of you might know from Hollywood, but we just finished receiving a pretty inclusive, expansive history of this place, which had the ability of being filled with water before there was technologies and engineering to figure it out. Well, people figured it out. And just hearing the history of this place was very violent history. Violent. They estimate about 500,000 people died here to keep society controlled, entertained, to keep society in line. They were given things that can distract them and to also remind them of the power that the government had. It was funded by a lot of organizations, some that might get you canceled if you mention them. But that's just part of history. There's good, bad, ugly, not to criminalize any specific body, but just a reference to human history as it was in antiquity and as it's still present today in various devolved or evolved forms of combat, of laws, of statehood. Here it is. A lot of it has been replaced over the years. There was an earthquake that shattered a lot of this back in the 40s, I believe. And we got a history of where the word Colosseum comes from Colossus, giant statue, as well as the gladiator, term gladiator coming from the sword that the fighter would have in his hand, and he would rather die with a short one than to not battle, to not fight. They have the training grounds on the other side of this, where fighters would have to train to be able to fight here. Some were prisoners, some were slaves, some were volunteers. That's probably the most surprising part about this, because it shows that what people would do to be recognized and break their everyday existence. So is the life of a man. So is the life of a TikTok star. And now it remains as history. This was covered for more than 1,000 years during excavation. We said the 18th century this was discovered. Part of this was being worked on by Napoleon. But now it's considered a UNESCO site and of the wonders of the ancient world, still standing. No one can touch it or try to get rid of it. It was stopped from gladiator battles by the Christian church. The Pope said this can't keep happening and found other ways to entertain people. Ciao.